everyone. Welcome to our Fireside Chat this afternoon. I'm the Executive Director of Street Law. My name is Ashok Regmi. And this year marks the 20th anniversary of Street Law's Legal Diversity Pipeline programs. And I am particularly excited and thrilled to welcome a dear friend, a great champion of street law, President and CEO of Association of Corporate Counsel, Veta Richardson. Welcome, Veta.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
And Veta and Association for Corporate Counsel have been great partners in this journey with street law since the very beginning. A pilot program that started in 2001 to address the issue of lack of diversity in legal profession has now been expanded to more than 70 sites across the country, and Association of Corporate Counsel and their chapters have been integral in ensuring this success. So Veta, let me start by this question, is why is ACC involved in this program, and what excites you about this partnership?
Well, first of all, congratulations on 20 years. ACC has been really proud and honored to be a street law partner. And what excites us most about this is the opportunity to have an impact on what will be the future of the legal profession, to be able to have our in-house counsel talk about what they do and generate excitement and interest and education for the students about all the ways that lawyers contribute in ways that prior to street law, they may not have known about before.
Great, and just so that everyone knows, this program started when Veta and I both were not on the leadership position of the organization. And the fact that the program has continued, has grown, and has gotten deeper is a testament of the power of the program. So no matter which leaders come to lead the organization, the program continues because we feel a sense of ownership from the partners who are involved, right, Veta?
Yes, definitely. And I'll say that's true of our chapters too. So many of our ACC chapters now, more than a dozen, in fact, have been involved in actively hosting street law programs at their local schools. And their depth of involvement goes back for generations of leaders as well.
Exactly. And Veta, talk to us a bit about the extent of this partnership. I mean, Street Law's Legal Diversity Pipeline program is in 70 plus sites, and ACC, as I said earlier, has been part of this. But give a sense to the audience of what the extent of partnership has been with you.
Yes, well, our own lawyers at ACC and my own law department and I have gone into high schools in our local area and participated in street law programs. And in addition, our chapters have sponsored programs. So lawyers who are members of our chapter will volunteer to go into the schools and give their time to talk about what they do, the different areas of law, expose students to more that lawyers do than just they might see on television. Lawyers are more than just in the courtroom, they're helping businesses run. And so street law gives our lawyers a chance to really talk about what they do in ways that kids can relate to in their day-to-day. And what's exciting about it is that they get a chance to have like a law workshop or teach using some kind of case study to really allow the students to dig in and get a taste of what it might like to be a practicing attorney.
Exactly. And one of the things that has jumped out for us and in partnership with you is the practicality of the the teaching materials that we have used in the classroom. Talk to us a bit about what do volunteers get out of this program when they're in the classroom?
Well, volunteers get such a sense of satisfaction from being able to have that direct interaction with young people, and also to inspire them to perhaps consider careers in law. So when you go into the classroom, you're very well prepared. Just recently, our team went into one of our local schools in Maryland, and Joy Dingle of your team really prepped us with a case study that was all pre-written, tips and ideas for how we would go about conducting the curriculum so that you don't have to tense up and feel like, oh, I've never taught before. How am I going to move through, a session with the students? All of that is really thought through for you. And you go through a training session we did with Joy where she walks us through and really helps you to be comfortable about your ability to connect with the students in the classroom. And then when you go and you see their enthusiasm, it just kind of blossoms, and it's just a terrific experience all around.
And I fully concur. It's very contagious to see the kind of excitement among the students. And I think what us together, we have done it well in a sense that we have created a kind of a toolbox is what
Yes.
people could take and not spend an immense amount of time in designing the program, but rather getting prepped with the experiential learning opportunity, the way the trainings are delivered, the content, and then so that the volunteers could go in the classroom and connect with students in a different way. So it has been a great journey. Talk to us, Veta, about a memorable moment from the program. And I know as the president and the CEO of ACC, you have been involved personally as well. So walk us through what that felt like and what that meant to you.
Well, just this most recent experience was a really interesting one for me in that we had lawyers at all levels of experience participating with this student class, this high school class. And I had invited one of my mentees, who is a first-year associate at a local law firm, to also be part of the program. And he was so nervous about it. But afterwards, when he spoke to the students, his confidence grew in terms of public speaking, and he realized just how much, despite being a new member of the profession, that he had to give to these students. And I could see his confidence grow. So it was a really great moment in that I got to see the impact to the students, the impact on my mentee, and for us as more experienced attorneys, just the joy and satisfaction of being able to give back as well.
I think what jumps out to me by what you just said, Veta, is the outcome is on both sides in a way, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're looking at the volunteers who are getting confidence and able to connect, and students and young people who are getting practical knowledge. So it is such a two-way stream here, right?
Yes, it is. And I think it's also very validating too, because especially for my mentee who was newer to the profession, to see that even at his level, he had so much to be able to give. And I think that's what makes street law, very special, that you get a chance to share and also give students guidance. And you don't know where they may take it. Some may choose to pursue careers in law as lawyers. Others may choose to work in the legal profession in a variety of other ways, but it's that first exposure, and that also letting them know that it's not so hard, you can do it. And there are people who are interested in investing in you to help you along the way.
Exactly. We surveyed young people who have gone through this program, and 2/3 of them said that they're interested in legal careers after going through the program. And also they realized that the professional opportunities available in the law is much broader than what they had thought. So I think that is such an important element. When you're looking at the diversity pipeline itself for the legal profession, it's a pretty long continuum, starting from high school to college to then go to law school, then LSAT, and all that goes into it. And street law, as you know, has particularly focused on the early exposure programming, as you said so well, to give a sense of that can-do spirit, of that you can do it, right?
Yes, it is. And the students are really interested in, how much education do you have to pursue? What are the steps along the way? And so it's really gratifying to be able to help break that down for them, and also let them know that we were people at one point who sat in school just like they were, who were high school students too, trying to figure out our own career path. And so we don't just all wake up fully grown and knowing exactly how to find our way, that like them, we had to have people invest in us too, for us to get to where we are now.
Exactly. It takes a village.
Mhm.
This program and thousands of young people have graduated from this program, and more than a dozen of ACC chapters have been part of this. What do you say, Veta, when you're talking to a new ACC chapter, if they want to bring this program? What do you say to them? Some guidance? What are some of the top points that you'd share with them?
Sure. Well, I talked to them about how ACC loves to be involved in our community, and that we can be involved in our communities in more than just pro bono service. We can actually inspire next generation. And this is an opportunity to be able to give back in that way. I also think that it's a chance for our lawyers to talk about what they do and to translate it, for next generation. And we also talk about just the opportunity for leadership that the program presents as well, because there are ACC volunteers who are organizing, who are working with the school, who are managing, the volunteers that are a part of it. So there are opportunities for you to personally grow as well.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to one of our board members, and she mentioned that one of the unintended positive outcome of this kind of programming is that you build a sense of empathy as well, a story that is not captured, right? And I think you said it
Yes.
so well earlier that, coming from different socioeconomic background, different cultures, different history or trajectories that you might foresee, but folks coming together for volunteers to understand the young people who come from different backgrounds was very powerful for her as well. I don't know what your thoughts on that is.
Yes, well, it is different too, because when you think about speaking across generations as well, there's an empowering aspect of that for you, and also an educational aspect, because we had to sit and think with a case study, what are some of the ways that we can tweak it that maybe make it a lot more current for today's student population? What are the issues that are on their minds? What are some of the things that they are encountering? Because to the extent that you can customize it and make it a lot closer to their day-to-day experience, you know that it will be a lot more impactful and memorable for them. So thinking about next generation is something that is good for all of us, because we're all welcoming new colleagues, new workers, new employees, people on our staff as well.
Exactly. Well, that's a good segue to my last question. I mean, we are seeing a growing demand of diversity in the legal profession. And on a sectoral level, on a macro level, what are your thoughts into where do we go from here? And some advice that you might have street law as we look at next 20 years of our legal diversity pipeline programs.
Oh, well, I just hope and wish for street law all the very best. You're doing such great work. And so I foresee that the work that street law does will become even more important. What's interesting in the times that we're living in, it seems that people are taking a lot more interest in, our rights as individuals, our rights in terms of society. And street law plays a role in helping students to awaken, to the law and the rule of law in ways that otherwise they may not have had that type of opportunity. So I see the street law programs as continuing to be vibrant and relevant, and of interest to our students. And hopefully along the way, we'll inspire some of them to join us in the profession, either as lawyers or in other capacities.
Vita, what a great way to end our conversation. And I do hope that our successors 20 years down the road can have similar kind of conversation reflecting upon the important legacy that we all have created. And I thank you. You in particular as a person who has been big champion to ACC as an institution, to your chapter leaders and all the volunteers who have been big part of the success of this program, and truly appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ashok, and congratulations on 20 years and all the best for 20 more.
Great. Thank you.